Welcome to today's video. As a model maker and character designer, I often have a requirement to make textures on my clothes, so lace is pretty common for me, and you'll see some lace effects here on Villanelle's dress, along with Frida's shawl here. And I'll just turn it around so you can see it a bit better. There you go. So I'm going to show you today how I make lace effects with polymer clay. So I'm just going to start off with some white Fimo clay here, and I've rolled it out and it's really well conditioned. It's been through the pasta roller, and I'm just going to roll it even further with my acrylic roller here and just chop the ends off with my blaze cutting tool. I've a list of polymer clay tools that I use fairly regularly down in description, and they are affiliate links, so I'll make basically a small commission if you choose to buy them, but it's entirely up to you. And I've got just some basic lace here that I think I sourced from eBay. You can choose whatever lace that you like, just as long as it's clean. So I'm just going to overlay my lace over the top of my clay here, just ensuring that it's nice and flat, and I'll just pat that down. And with my acrylic roller, I'm just going to go over the top, and you'll need to ensure that you've got some good pressure going on. It is a fine balance though, because you don't want to press too far, because then the clay will attach to your lace and you don't want that. So there we go. And I'll just neaten the edges off with my blaze cutting tool here. Nice and easy. And I'll just lift that off so you can see it a little clearer. So yeah, pretty pleased with that. It's all fairly neat. Obviously, if you have any issues with neatness, you can just start the process from the beginning again. But yeah, pretty happy with that. So I'm going to bake this piece now, really because I want to do some experiments with the lace effects. So I'll just pop this in the oven. And if you intend to do the same, you will need to refer to your own brand of polymer clay's baking instructions. So it's now out of the oven and it's all baked and cooled. And just as a quick point on saving resources, which is always a good thing, I've also baked the piece of lace here just to make it reusable really. It just ensures that it's all sort of clay free. And you can also do a quick hand wash as well if you feel that there's still bits of clay hanging around unnecessarily. So I want to experiment with a bit of colour today on my lace, because I just want to see how it works with the kind of relief effects that the lace has given me. So I'm going to start off with some ink pens that I've got here, and I'm using Faber Castell permanence ink pens here, just so that they don't wash off really. They're really nice pens actually if you haven't come across them. So I'm just going to start off with a really light peach tone here, just to give kind of almost an antique lace look really, just to see how it will fare. And obviously if you wanted to go for an antique lace look, it's quite a good thing to do, because you'll get the contrast of the whites in the contours below really, so you get both tones going on. And I'm just going to experiment with a few more colours here, just to see what happens really. So here's a kind of light mustard tone, and again it's giving like an antique look really. And I'll just pop a green over as well, so you can see actually the pattern coming through a lot clearer now. So there we go, it's really quite bold now, isn't it? And just because I'm a fan of blue and teal tones, I'm adding some blue into the mix as well. And it's really showing the lace pattern beneath as well. So yeah, quite an interesting experiment, and I may well use that technique at some point in my model making. So I'm going to do a second experiment now, and it's almost going to work in reverse to the first, because I want the contours below to hold the colour and leave the pattern white on top. So I'm just going to paint this whole piece, and please excuse my rather rubbish paints. I've not used this one for ages, so it's yeah, headed for the bin, I think. But I'm just going to make sure this is all painted well, and I'm going to leave that to dry for a little while. And with a wet wipe, I'm just going to take off the surplus at the top here. And with some sandpaper or a nail file, I'm just going to start taking away the top layer of paint. And obviously it's only going to take off the very top layer, so you'll still have the nice pink below. And because this isn't completely dry, it's just taken a bit off the nail file there, but as it's only an experiment today, it doesn't matter too much. So I'm just going to keep going with the nail file. And you can see the lace patterns really starting to reveal itself now. So yeah, pretty pleased with that. And here's the two together. So you can see that they're revealing the lace pattern in very different ways actually. So with the green you can see the colours above, and with the pink the colours below. So yeah, just a very quick experiment, and hopefully it will give you some ideas with what you can do with textures. So I'd be really interested to hear what you plan to do with yours. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.